So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 common mistakes that small YouTubers make. Now listen, before you click away, or maybe you think this is too basic, or I've already watched videos like this before, I don't care if you've just started your channel or you're already at 100,000 subscribers. You're either going to learn what not to do in this video, or you're going to be reminded of what you're doing wrong right now. And I can guarantee there's less than 0.01% of you who are avoiding all of these mistakes consistently. So with that intense intro out of the way, these 10 things are pitfalls I've seen countless creators fall into day in and day out that hinders their channel's growth. And by the way, I'm not going to sit here and say that if you avoid these mistakes, you'll suddenly just blow up overnight. No, you need the right content strategy, you need to understand your audience, and you need to find out what works best for your specific niche, because every channel is different. But avoiding making the common mistakes that almost everybody makes is half of the battle, maybe even 80% of the battle. You're going to be ahead of 80% of other people out there. So if you appreciate me making these types of videos, go ahead, gently tap that like button, and let's jump into it right now. And number one is going to be taking too long to pick your niche. Okay, so this is something that is very, very common. I see this all the time where people will spend months, sometimes years, just thinking about what niche they're going to make content in. And this is a huge mistake. And here's what you should do instead. Now, it's a huge mistake, obviously, because like it just takes way too much time, right? You're just wasting your time. And you're in inaction, you're in this state of just fear, anxiety, not sure if you should do it, and that kind of thing. And the thing is if you create a personal brand, which is one thing you should absolutely do, create a personal brand, for one. And if you simply just make content for your past self, right? Make content based off of problems that you had in the past and problems that you solved, then it doesn't matter if you pick a niche that you didn't originally want, because you can always just switch your niche. Because you have a personal brand, it's a living, breathing organism, just like you, and people change over time. People have different interests. I've changed my niche like 5 times now, and it's totally fine. But what you do is you just start off by talking about problems that you had in the past and how you were able to overcome them and fix them. And then whichever one takes off, whichever one the market tells you they want more of, you make more of that, you grow your audience, and then eventually your audience is going to start watching you because they actually like you, not just because you make content on the specific thing that they're interested in, but because they actually like you. And then you can make content on other stuff and people will continue watching you. It's just that simple. So taking too long to pick your niche is a massive mistake. Don't do it. Number 2, aiming to get views and subscribers instead of making money. So this is a huge mistake, and what you should do instead is you should treat YouTube like a business, okay? Treat it like a business, because it is. You are in the business of helping people when you make educational YouTube content. And that's another thing, taking too long to pick your niche. Always do educational content. At least that's what I recommend. It's just so much easier to make money. You don't have to be as skilled at YouTube as if you're trying to make entertainment content. So yeah, educational content is the way to go. And treat it like a business, guys. Solve real problems for real people with real money. And business is all about, if you're not aware of this, most of you watching this probably are aware of this, but business is all about solving problems. Okay, that is how you give value, that's how you alleviate pain, and that is how you make money, is you solve people's problems. And when you aim to get views and subscribers, there's lots of channels out there that get hundreds of thousands of views per video, millions of views per video, and they're broke. Okay? But if you aim to make money, if you aim to actually treat it like a business, solve people's problems with some type of product or service, then it's just so much easier to make money. And it's so much easier to make it a full-time thing, and then you can hire people, make your content better, and it's just an upward spiral instead of being a downward spiral. Okay? So very important to do that. Aiming to get views and subscribers is not the way to go. Instead, treat it like a business. Number 3, not uploading. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory, but you'd be surprised how many people actually do it. Like I can't tell you how many people I've talked to and they're like, oh, I tried YouTube, it didn't work for me. They uploaded like 3 videos, 5 videos, and then they just gave up, right? So not uploading, obviously, or people that just have been thinking about starting YouTube for years and they just don't upload, right? There's that too. And then of course, number 4, not uploading consistently. So these people are people who upload, but they usually do it like maybe once a month or once every 2 months. This is also incredibly common. Okay, so not uploading consistently. You absolutely have to upload consistently on YouTube. And I'm not going to go into detail on this, but you just have to believe me on these things. I've just seen so many examples of students that just don't upload consistently. And you might be thinking, oh, well, you know, Mr. Beast only uploads once a month now, so I can do that too. Guys, the difference between a big channel and a tiny channel is, these are like on different sides of the spectrum. They're like, might as well be a different universe. When you're a tiny channel, consistency is incredibly important. Once you're a big channel and you're established and you know exactly what type of content you make, you know exactly who you're attracting, etc., you can take a month to make your content. That's totally fine. But when you're a tiny channel, you need to get content out there because the algorithm doesn't even know what your channel is all about. You don't even know what your channel is all about, right? You don't even know what audience you're going to attract or anything. And until you have that data, you need to have volume. You need to upload a lot, okay? And uploading a lot, volume, is what's going to make you better as well. Like, think about it. If you're going to the gym once a month, you're probably not going to get stronger. You're probably not going to get in shape. But if you go to the gym once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, etc., well, you're probably going to, be much more likely to get in shape. Okay? All right, next one, ideas of the videos suck. This one is incredibly important as well. This is the number one thing that will make or break an individual video. The idea of the video is everything. And I've covered this in other videos, the icon method. Check out my channel, but icon method, extremely important. Also check out the free training resources in the description in the pinned comment below. Yeah, the idea is the number one thing that'll make or break your channel. I have made videos that took me 100 hours to make, and they bomb, and it's very painful. And then I've made videos that have taken me an hour, and they get 1 million+ views. Okay? So, the difference, this video had a shitty idea, so it didn't matter how hard I worked on it, and this video had a great idea, so it didn't matter how shitty the video was. It was going to do well no matter what. The idea of the video is everything. It is so unbelievably important. So what do you do when you know that the idea is the most important thing? You upload consistently because, instead of spending way too much time on one video and editing a ton and making it, doing the script writing and like making it just absolutely perfect, if you know that the idea is the one thing that makes the biggest difference, then you should just be uploading consistently. Boom. It's just that simple, right? All right, let's go down a little bit here. All right, number 6. Number 6, title, thumbnail, and intro suck. So watch my videos on the holy trifecta. That's what this is. This is the holy trifecta, the title, thumbnail, intro. Not only do they need to be good, because this is the marketing for your video, but not only do they need to be good, but they need to be, basically, they need to make sense when you put them together. So they need to be good on their own, but they also need to work together. So if you have a this is something I see all the time, if you have a super negative thumbnail, like you're making a face like you're scared, but then you're just like, I don't know, my top 5 favorite, cars or something, or my top 5 best jobs, and you're just like scared on the thumbnail, it just doesn't make sense, right? It's not congruent. You need it to be congruent, okay? So they need to be good, and they also need to be congruent, okay? And this is basically the marketing of your video. You could have the greatest product in the world, but if your marketing sucks, no one's going to see it. So same thing with your video. You could have the greatest video in the world, but if your thumbnail, title, intro suck, nobody's going to see it. So you got to have a good thumbnail, title, intro. Very, very important. 7, doesn't deliver value. So you need to actually, with your thumbnail, title, and intro, you are giving a certain value proposition. You are telling the person that there's a certain value proposition, okay, value prop that they are going to get if they watch this video. And in the video itself, you need to deliver on that value proposition. So for instance, the person might look at the thumbnail first, Then they'd make a decision if they're going to look at the title. Then they make a decision if they're going to look at the intro. And then from the intro, they make a decision on whether or not they're going to watch the video. And if the video doesn't deliver on the value, your content will not be sticky. You want your content to be sticky. When people find your content, you want them to keep watching your content. You want them to keep coming back again and again. So they come for the title, thumbnail, intro, and idea, but they stay for the value, right? So you want your content to be sticky. You want to deliver value. Very, very important that you do that. 8, bad mindset. This is just something that's incredibly common with any type of business stuff. Watch my videos on mindset, mindset that made me a millionaire, that kind of thing. Like, honestly, guys, like, this is not what you think you need. All the newbies think they need the newest tactic or the newest, offer, or the newest, marketing technique, some kind of, crazy, awesome new marketing technique. This is what everyone thinks they need. But in reality, none of these things will work, even if they're the best, if you have a crappy mindset. You have to have a good mindset. And the mindset is what makes the difference, honestly, between an entrepreneur and a non-entrepreneur. And, my friends, we call non-entrepreneurs civilians. Okay? And it's because they have shitty mindset. They think of themselves as victims, they just have terrible mindsets. And of course, you're never going to get results if you think of yourself as a victim, right? So you can't have a shitty mindset. You have to have a positive mindset. Now, you should still be rational, but you should be a rational optimist. And, you have to know that you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to put in the work. You're not owed anything. You need to take massive action to get results and all these types of things. Okay, and you need to enjoy it. Enjoy doing it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the pain of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is very challenging. It's very painful, but it's also very enjoyable as well. And just learn to love it. Learn to love the game. That's a great way to put it. Learn to love the game. Okay? Learn to love the game. Just like Michael Jordan said, right? MJ. That was his secret. He loved the game. So you got to have a good mindset, guys. Very, very important. Number 9, follow a proven process. Okay. This is just something where don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. Like, that there are ways to have success, right? So find a mentor or at the very least, follow a proven process of someone who knows what the hell they're doing, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't want to have to do that. You just want them to hand you the wheel, give you instructions on how to install it, and then you install it on your car. That's what you want to do. So don't be that person who tries to, figure everything out on your own. Like, obviously follow a proven process. It's going to save you so much time, effort, and money. I mean, imagine if you had to imagine if we had to learn everything on our own. We had to learn math. We had to learn how to do taxes. Like, you had to learn how to do your job. You have to figure out how to farm on your own. You have to figure out how to build your own car. It'd be terrible, right? Don't do that. Don't reinvent the wheel. And then the other thing is basically not meeting, this is actually pretty rare, not meeting the minimum standard for video quality. So video quality is things like you need to have decent audio. You need to have decent audio, okay? You need to have, your face needs to be well lit. Okay, your face needs to be in focus as well. Face needs to be in focus. Your background can't be distracting. Okay, so you don't want to have a messy bed in the background, but at the same time, you also don't want to have flashing lights. Okay, that was probably the worst handwriting I've ever had in my life. But yeah, it can't be distracting. Okay, you don't want to have flashing lights or any weird stuff like that in the background. Right, so just basic stuff, just stuff that makes your video watchable. You got to have decent audio. That's one of the most important things. Face well lit, in focus, and the background can't be distracting. Just stuff like that, right? Meet your minimum standard for video quality. This is actually pretty rare. Most of the time people actually go above and beyond and they're above the minimum standard. But once in a while I do get a client who actually is not meeting the minimum standard for video quality and they need to do it. right? So these are the top 10 most common things. If you don't do these things, guys, your chances of success are going to be just significantly higher, right? I mean, it's like night and day. Go ahead and book a call with me down in the description in the pinned comment below, and have a great rest of your day.